Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is still Obieze and Lolo YouTube channel. We want to welcome you and we say to you, Happy Christmas. I say continue to celebrate in this season. May the Lord continue to bless you, take care of you, provide for you, and protect you. Yeah, there are some things we see on social media. Sometimes we see advice from different people, trying to air their view on a particular issue or whatever. We hear some people make comments about issues also. But there is one that captured my attention. I came across it yesterday from one man of God from Nigeria. His name is Olamide. He was advising his members not to japa because of certain reasons which he highlighted. I will play the video, you hear it, and also I will talk about it. It is because of an encounter he had with one Nigerian who is staying in France, who came to him and narrated his ordeal and how he has been faring in France, regretting why he left Nigeria to France for a greener pasture. And the man of God, on that basis, was advising his congregation to think twice before they decide to japa from Nigeria to any country. Please, friends, I want you to watch the video, watch the clip so that we will talk about it.
When I was going around, one of the countries I went to was France, Paris, France. And a man came to see me when I finished doing the School of Money. It was this School of Monitor and Ministers Conference I was doing around Europe. One of the guys that came to see me was a man, elderly man. When I say elderly, he was in the 50s, and then 2003, me, I was still ahead. So to me, he was elderly man. Now maybe he's ahead. So I saw the man, and the man came to me. He said, "Sir," he said, "all these things you are saying." He said, "Do you know I used to be a bank manager in Union Bank?" So I was a bank manager, Union Bank. I was the manager of this. He was telling me stories. He said, "But I just felt that, look, let me relocate. He said, "Sir, do you know what I'm doing now?" He said, "I wish that I didn't sell all my property." He said, "I sold house, I sold car, I sold shares, I sold everything. I'm living this country, this God-forsaken country. I'm living this." He said, "Sir, Nigeria is better." He said, "Sir, what I'm going," he said, "Do you know what I do now?" I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I work in a factory." He said, "Do you see all those, they will use iron to hang pig or cow?" He said, "We are the one that works in those factories." He said, "And to work in the factory, it's only boxer you will wear, because they think you are good. So you will wear boxer." So Bimoshe told you, married man with children. No, he said, "All of us will now wear trousers with big belly, big bum. Everybody will now enter, and they will be cutting meat. So by the time you do that from morning to night," he said, "my back." So you bend down. He said, "By the time you say, look, sir, as I am now, I have erectile dysfunction. I can't even sleep with my wife. My erection can't stand more." He said, "Because can you the kind of work I'm doing?" He said, "No," he was telling me by himself. This is not third-hand story. Because you want to economically migrate, but you have forgotten. Because see, when you are thinking, poverty is a mindset. One of the definitions of poverty. You see, let me tell you how you think. No, when I relocate, my friend told me that the minimum salary is $2,000. It's not a lie if the friend told you that. So in your brain, 2,000 times 700, 1.4. I gave you 1.4. I'm here. Tunji 1.4. Tunji that we are both earning 70,000 a year. Only Tunji, when did he go? But you are forgetting that out of that 2,000, his rent is 850 per month. That 850 per month is your own annual rent here. You have forgotten now that the person earning the 2,000 is not going to be spending naira. So it's not 1.4. 2,000 is 2,000, not 1.4. Because he will now be spending and you will now be short. We have seen people that relocated only to discover that their annual rent is now their monthly rent.
Yeah, thank you for watching the video. Please, I want to look at this in different dimension, and I will say that it is not advisable to discourage people from traveling to their dream countries. I believe looking at the Bible itself and what the Bible teaches. We have a particular figure who we always refer to. In fact, some of us call him the father of faith, our father, whose name is Abraham. At a point, God told him to leave his country to a country where he will show him. In fact, the instruction was to leave your country to another country where he will show him, where God himself knows that fortune is there awaiting for Abraham. So if our father or Abraham, who most of us in Christendom refer as the father, can leave his country, abandon his people, and travel to a nation or a country where he himself doesn't know anything about. I don't think it is a good idea to discourage people from traveling to another country, or in fact, let me use the language from japa. You don't. I don't think it is a good idea to discourage people from traveling. First of all, looking at this, you ask yourself question: why do people leave their country to another country? Is a big question. Why do people leave their country to another country? First of all, you consider some factors. One, some people leave their country to another country because of education. They want to get good education, qualitative education from universities they think that we offer them the best qualification, we offer them the best knowledge, we offer them the best standard they desire to have. When you look at the country where this man of God Olamide is discouraging people from traveling, you will see that the best university in Nigeria, which is the Covenant University owned by Bishop Onyediko, is ranked 801 in the global space. So the best university in Nigeria is ranked 800 in the world. You will see that we have poor universities in Nigeria. We have extremely poor universities in Nigeria. When you have poor universities in Nigeria, you can only get poor education from those poor universities. And when we are thinking of poor universities, we are not thinking of kind of being sentiment in that. There are some indicators that make them poor. There are some basic things that are needed or to be seen in universities, in a standard universities, that are lacking in those universities that make them poor universities in the global space. So people leave the country to go to countries where we have better universities, where we have universities that are of high standard, that will offer them high standard of education. The quality of education you get from a poor university, we use it to compare a quality of education you get from high standard or higher quality university. Number two, for a greener pasture. For someone to sit down and make a decision that I will resign from my work, or stop my business and sell some of my property and use it and travel to abroad. I think sometimes, number two, for a greener pasture. For someone to sit down and make a decision that I will resign from my work, or stop my business and sell some of my property and use it and travel to abroad. I think sometimes it's a good decision. When I saw that video, someone also commented and said that this man that is discouraging people from traveling to other countries has his children studying in USA. Then why will he discourage people from leaving a country to another country? When I saw that comment, I said, okay, it's just a comment which I don't have proof, and I will not say that the man has children who are residing in USA, because it was just a comment I saw in a comment section. But if it is true, it is appalling that you have children living abroad and you are discouraging others, your congregation, from traveling abroad. So looking at greener pasture, I talk about, you will find out that so many people are struggling in Nigeria. In fact, when you look at the characteristics of Nigerian economy, one of the things that is dominant, in fact, I would say that it is undefeatable, is inflation. And the kind of inflation we have in Nigeria now is not just inflation. This one is skyrocketing inflation. You ask yourself, how much is a bag of rice in Nigeria? And how much is the minimum wage in Nigeria? And the minimum wage of 70,000 we are talking about is not even yet implemented. So many people living in big cities like Lagos, Abuja, Onitsha, and the rest of them, big cities, Kano, and the rest of them, most of them are earning below 100,000. And a bag of rice, for instance, is above 100,000. We are not talking about a bag of rice. Consider other food items like yam, potato, and the rest of them. They are not affordable in the market. But these timid population that are working, most of them have families. They cannot even take care of themselves, take care of their transport costs, take care of other things or costs related to their work, not more of taking care of their families. They are struggling with the little amount they are being paid. When you look at the population, you see that smaller percentage is earning above 100,000. So when someone who has families, sometimes some have family five, six, four, how can someone who is earning 150,000 in the present day of Nigeria survive? Or how long will he work and make savings to acquire property in Nigeria? These are the things you consider before you discourage people from traveling abroad. People are really suffering. If anyone or any of your member, for instance, who has opportunity to travel and comes to you, is it what you will tell the person? Now you ask yourself question when we are talking about this present economic challenge in Nigeria. Have you asked yourself question that is there any time there is inflation in Nigeria at a point it begins to fall or reduce? What we know Nigeria for is that when price of thing changes or goes upward, it continues to go upward or stays there, it doesn't come down. When you consider the exchange rate, it goes up, it doesn't come down. When you consider the prices of items in the market, it goes up, it doesn't come down. Since the end of Goodluck's regime, you can see with your eyes that the price of rice that left 9,000 naira has been on increase up to date. How many years since then? Then you look at the future, is there any hope? So if Nigeria had budgeted about 27 point something trillion naira for this year that just ended, 2024, and the impact on people is just suffering, do you think that there is hope? You don't discourage people from going out of the box. You don't discourage people from traveling. In fact, it's true that you are a motivational speaker. Yes, But when you are, addressing your congregation, you need to consider some factors and put some things into consideration. Like you consider most of your members, what is their salary range? Considering the economic reality now in Nigeria, will these people survive? If this inflation continues for a reasonable period of time, what do you think will happen to even people that you think that are rich? What do you think that will happen to them? The purchasing power of average Nigerians are coming down day by day because of inflation. Money has continued to lose value. So in such a situation, you are discouraging people from leaving the country to where there is a bit stability. Yes, we agree that there are a lot of crises globally, economic challenges globally. Yeah, we agree. But when you consider those instability in European world, you will find out that in fact the economy is well managed. If inflation occurs, you will see that it will be insignificant, not too significant that people will begin to suffer, not only suffering, suffer for a long time. Yes, I agree that there may be a lot of challenges when you go there abroad. Yeah, we agree that when someone travels, you see some people will struggle for years before they stabilize. See some people will travel, struggle for a reasonable period because it's a different land, it's a different country, not yours. So people used to, before they settle down, struggle, is part of it. But sometimes at the end, you'll find out that it's worth it traveling. Most times, you will see that it's worth it traveling, despite the challenges that is associated with the struggle there overseas. You see that at the end, it's worth it traveling. So, in my own opinion, I will not buy the idea of discouraging people from leaving the country. If anyone has the opportunity and gets a good route to leave the country, especially the working class, I'm not talking about great business people, I'm talking about the working class who are earning salaries. It is better for you when you see opportunity, you leave the country than to struggle. In fact, when you look at some how things are evolving in Nigeria, I can remember during campaign, one of the governors of the states in Nigeria openly told his people that if he wins, he will take about 4,000 youths of that state to Europe, indicating that in fact such leaders don't have anything to offer to the citizens. So if you ask such governor, will you create job? What he will tell you is that he will take youth out of the country where they will work. In fact, there is no objective, there is no aim of creating job for the youth. Simple as that. This is a country where you are discouraging people from traveling out. A country where a governor will tell you that he will take you to Europe. In fact, there is no hope for job in this state. So why will you discourage people from traveling? So it's true that it is not convenient, it is not suitable for great business people who have already made it in Nigeria to travel or sell off their property and travel and relocate to so I don't think it's advisable because in Nigeria you will survive as a business person. In fact, there is no regulation, the regulation system has collapsed. You can come up today and sell whatever you want to sell at any amount. Nobody is checking on you. Nobody is regulating the price. You can come out today and say you are honest. In fact, you discuss with your union and say today we are going to sell a pint of onions so amount, and it happens. Nobody regulates it. No agency regulates it. So if you're a business person and you are doing well, I can advise you to remain in Nigeria because you can be rich to any length. But that's the system there. There is no regulation. But if you are working in Nigeria, but why I say this is because before I traveled, I worked in Nigeria. Even when things were not so tough, I was struggling with the salary. And the salary, maybe when I tell you the salary, you say, it's a good one, but I was struggling with it before I left the country. Talk more of now, things are very tough. Not that people are not working, not that people are not doing well. I can tell you, so many people are working with their blood. Some people will leave early in order to beat traffic so that they will get to work early. If you see what people pass through in big cities where there are a lot of traffic jam, a lot of hindrances and struggle, and at the end, check the salary level of these people, you will pity them. Nigeria is not a place where you discourage people from traveling. I think when you have good opportunity for them, you help. I can hold, if not every leader in Nigeria, I can hold at least one who I heard from him that he will send the youth out of the country to work because in his mind, he cannot provide job for anyone. So looking at the young man you used as a case study, I believe as a financial expert he was in Nigeria, there are jobs that are related to that field which he can comfortably do. He don't bring ugly scenario, to discourage people. The man has a lot of jobs available to him. He chose to do that one. If he resigns from that one with his qualification and his experience, he can get a better one. You don't discourage people as a result of that. Again, you consider these countries that we are talking about, these European countries we are talking about. We are not talking about jobs or availability of jobs. What we are talking about there is time and energy to work, not availability of work. But you are discouraging people that are in a country where we are talking about availability of job. There is no job. When you interview average Nigerians, what you will hear is no job. Where do you see job? Where do you see job? There is no job. People are doing all kinds of things just to survive. Graduates doing all manner of jobs. In fact, pitiable jobs to survive. And please, in my own opinion, I will say that it is better when people see opportunity to travel, to embrace it, than to stick to this advice because it won't help. This advice, to me, I don't think is a reasonable one. And my viewers over there, I would like also to hear your comment on this. I would like to have your comment in the comment section, my friend. Have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are watching from or whenever you come across this video. It's still Obese and Lolo YouTube channel. We love you. Remain with us. Please, if you have not subscribed, hit the subscription button. Encourage us to do better next time. Thank you and have a lovely day.